Hi, hello everybody. Hello, thanks a lot for joining. We are, this is our first live for 20. Hi Jacqueline, hiya. So our first live for 2021. Hello and Happy New Year. Hi Larry, thanks for joining. Today we're talking to the co-founder of SuperFoodLx, and I can see her already requesting to join, but I just wanted to introduce her briefly. She's one of the founders that we have on our platform, and her brand is amazing, and the products that she offers are not just for hair growth and good hair quality, but also for wellness and well-being. That's why the conversation today is going to be about how to look after yourself, especially in these COVID times. A little bit more about how she started the brand, and also some of the products that she has that can help us during this period. So without further ado, I'm just going to let her in. Just 1 second. Yeah. Just in my lipstick. Hi, Paula, are you there? You can see it's hi.
Hi.
Hi, Paula. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm just going to turn you up a little bit.
Okay,
There we go.
cool. Thanks for joining. So we've been talking about this for ages, since last year sometime, and finally the day has come after both of us, and we've been so busy trying to hook up with each other on this. But anyway, today is the day, and I'm very thankful that you're able to join. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm literally making it a chill one. I'm in my bedroom. I'm like, ah. I've been
Your
running
hair?
around like crazy all day today. And
I
I was
know, I know.
like, make this live. I just need to be chill. I'm just going to just chill on my bed and and say hey, you guys.
That's great. That's great. Any way you want to do it is fine with me. So to start off, though, I wanted you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about your brand. You started about 8 years ago, so tell us
Yes.
what is it about your brand that makes it so unique?
Okay, so SuperFoodLx, it is a vegan hair wellness brand, and it
Mhm.
started by myself and my mum. I'm a nutritionist, my mum's a nurse.
Yeah.
The brand came about because my hair fell out, a combination of stress and the products I was using. I was living in the country, so labeling laws were very different. I was living in America, and the labeling were very different out there. And they have changed, they have changed now in the UK, and they should have now changed in America. But at the time, I thought I was purchasing something that was natural organic, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, my mum helped for my hair to
Mm-hmm.
grow, making me a little concoction. But
As they do.
as the years went by,
Yeah.
I'm really sensitive. My hair falls out for any old thing. So we thought that, our hair isn't just down to what we're putting on our hair. It's
Mm-hmm.
affected by stress, diet, hormones, vitamin D levels. So basically we created it, SuperFoodLux became a hair wellness brand because it's addressing reasons why your hair might not be growing from the inside as well as from the outside. So it takes into account all of those different reasons.
Great, that's fantastic. So, one of the things I like about your brand and your products is how you've really put a lot of thought in the formulation and the names of the products, because the names of the products are very unique to you. I mean, when we first met, those were the conversations we were having, myself and Jacqueline. We were like, why is it called intelligence? What? Just call it
I know
hair
you're.
bar.
Why don't you just call it hair cream? Like
I
what?
know, I know. And then over the months, since because you're one of the first few that came on board for Candour Beauty, so thank you for that. And we're very proud to be partners with you. But once that happened, and over the months, as we started to have more conversations and we used the products, we sort of understood a little bit more about why you came up with the name and why you call it what you call it. So, but for others that don't know, can you tell us a little bit more about the kind of thought process that's gone into formulating your products and the names you've come up with? So should we start with intelligence, which is one of my faves?
I suppose, well, as first, like the brand as a whole,
Yeah.
SuperFoodLx, it's because we focus on using superfood ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
And LX at the end is the Latin abbreviation for the word light. So it's like taking the light energy from the plants and the herbs that we use.
Mm-hmm.
So intelligence came about because when we formulated the cream, it was primarily for black and mixed race hair types. But as you know, as I was telling a lot of my friends about it, a lot of my friends were Greek, white, Asian. They were like, "Well, can we try? Can we try? Can we see if it works for us as well?"
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it just became a thing of that. They just needed to use it in a different way because it can be used as a leave-in, it can be used as a washout, it can be used on your scalp, it can be used on your hair length. It helps with dryness, brittleness, dandruff,
Mm-hmm.
strengthen the hair, retain moisture, add hydration. So we saw it as a smart product because it really it becomes what you want it to be. So we called it intelligence because we said it's a really clever product. So yeah, that's where that name came from.
So what's inside intelligence, for instance? What is it?
Oh, well, it has it's a hydrating hair cream, and it comes with apricot seed oil, grape seed oil, olive squalene,
Yeah.
seed, vitamin E, and a touch of shea butter is in. Oh, my alarm is going. I don't think
so. I use it for.
Oh, sorry, I think it's going to go again. So I'm sorry, did you catch all of that?
Yes, I did, and I think everybody else did. Jacqueline just said we love that it's for many kinds of ethnicity and races because you know we are also all for that. You know, where we have products that are primarily focused on Black people, but also able to serve everybody. So I think that's really one of the key things about the brand that we love, and we're
and I starting this business. It was the idea came about when the natural hair phenomenon was kind of at its peak. It had really taken off in America. It was coming over to the UK. And it really was about addressing having healthy hair care for we really didn't have that option for. But, you know, I feel that as time has gone on, you know, the market is becoming very, very saturated. You know, you have to be vegan, cruelty-free, sustainable, and all the rest of it. And I just thought that, you know, we're doing all of those things. And, you know, we also have supplements as well. And we really do have all of our products, bar one, really, which is the luminism, can work for all ethnicities. So that it has been like a little extra hurdle to overcome because white customers aren't accustomed to seeing Black women selling hair products or beauty products, which can also serve them as well. So I'm like, look, it's always tricky. So what the heck? Let's just add on another hurdle. But it's working because we do have a really diverse customer base.
Yeah, and I like that about your brand, and I can see it all over your socials as well. And for us as well, it's working for what we're using it for, and we're very happy with what we see coming from your brand and also how it's working on Candour Beauty. So this leads me on nicely to the next question. So SuperFoodLx has been around for almost 8 years now, and I'm sure as you have started the brand, you have had so many people talk to you about what it is to be an entrepreneur, what's, you know, advice, good and bad, coming from everyone. What has been one that has helped you that has stayed with you till now and kept you going for the 8 years?
I think that some of the earliest advice, which it was all with good intentions, but I found it really, really, really didn't help. It was we were always told, do everything, do your own social, and do your own social media, do your own accounts, basically do everything. Write all of your own copy for your labels, for the website, for everything. And I did that for a short amount of time. And, you know, people train as accountants for a reason. because, and people, you know, as much as I take care of the social media, mainly the Instagram, you know, that in itself is a full-time job. Like a lot of it is very time consuming. So I think that the best, you know, it's knowing when to begin to delegate, and to know that you're not going to find the right person straight away, that you might not find the best accountant for you straight away. You might find the best person to do your social media for you straight away, and you might have to go through a few people until, you know, you hit upon that one person where you're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness they actually understand what I need for my business. I've gone through like quite a few graphic designers, because I design everything basically on the back of an envelope and then I hand it off to the graphic designers. But I found that some are they have to be patient with me. They have to understand that it has to really be done my way, and that, you know, I might give them something in a week and I'll be like, see you in a fortnight, hope it works out. So I do couple that work with me that know that, you know, I'm here, there and everywhere, that I'm multitasking, and they're 100% respectful of that. But I think another really valuable thing for me is to know that success doesn't always happen overnight. And, you know, I read like a lot of business case studies when starting, and so many, I was learning that a lot of these big brands, they took 10 years to earn money, they took 8 years to earn money, they took 5 years to earn money. You have to know that it's not just because you're not, you know, hitting your goals where you want to be with the first year, the second year, the third year, it doesn't mean that it's not a viable and legitimate business idea. So yeah, those were some of the tidbits of information, just to know that just keep going.
Then that's really good to know, because I think that for people that have just started off and are just moving into this kind of entrepreneurship field, then, you know, having that kind of information firsthand is probably going to be a confidence booster for them, and, you know, help them to go through the next few. So thanks for sharing that with us. And I think then this leads to the real topic of today, which is like how, you know, we spoke earlier and you said that you've gone back to school to study, so you're studying for a master's. So you're doing that, you're an interpreter, you know, you're doing your business during the day, and then we're also in COVID situation, we're in lockdown 3.0. So obviously you would have stressful days like I would, and I think that this particular time is particularly difficult because it's been ongoing for a long time, and there's uncertainties to the roof, really. So the question is then, how are you managing this stressful situation, and on a day-to-day basis, how are you managing stress?
I think that the products which I have, and this is literally not even a product pitch at all, but the CBD and the Mood Architect work really, really great for me. I think that individually, all need to be, I'm very in tune with my body. I'm very aware of when I'm, you know, I might be more of a irritable mood than others and things like that. So with the lockdown, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just like so moany. I don't even know what's wrong with me. But it was just due to inactivity. Like even though I do work from home, I wasn't going out and just walking around as much as I usually would do. So I knew that I had to work in exercise, because exercise is a way to, you know, relieve yourself of a lot of stress hormones and all that chemical buildup. So I just knew that I had to exercise more. So I introduced that. And yeah, just not knowing that it's okay. There's a lot of this, you know, self-care talk and all of this stuff, but it is really true. Like, I know that when I am stressed, I think getting good sleep, such a understated an unrecognized way of stress relief. Like, that's a massive stress relief for me. So even if I have to take a nap during the day, allowing myself to sleep in, I will do it. And I'm doing it more so for myself during this time, because I'm like, I'm not going to keep running myself into the ground, push, 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 when you've got the added stress of things that we're just not in control of. So I am allowing myself to sleep more. I'm taking my CBD, I'm taking my mood architect. I'm making sure also I get enough sunshine as well. Vitamin D is really, really vital, especially if you're not going out as much. And we're in the UK. So you'll find me in my, I don't know, practically stripped down by a window. We've got in the dining room, like, lots of sun streams through. So I always feel like I'm basically sunbathing for a couple of hours a day if the sun, just to get that in. So.
Yeah, I think so. And I think those kind of things like get enough sleep and also trying to, you know, manage your mood with supplements is a great advice, because I as you know, I'm a fan of supplements. I've always loved supplements. And from the time when we started to talk about, you know, your brand and supplements, I remember you always talked about vitamin D being part of a key ingredient, and that was way before COVID started, you know, way before the lockdown started. So I just wanted to, you know, delve more into that. One of the ones, your supplements that I use is the Mood Architect. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that. What is that? You call it Mood Architect, but what's in it and how does it benefit us, especially to manage our stress levels?
So the reason we called it Mood Architect is because so many people don't know that you can take a supplement, a plant-based supplement, which can actually elevate your mood. A lot of people think that they're at the mercy to their moods when you really, really don't have to be. There are so many plants that are coming on the market now called adaptogens, nootropics, and we're making use of all of that understanding by combining vitamin D and 5-HTP. 5-HTP is a precursor to serotonin. It's an amino acid, and it's just our feel-good chemical. It helps to boost just basically how we feel, just to feel more positive. It helps to combat panic attacks, anxiety, stress, depression, something which so many people are going through at this moment in time. And that's the same for vitamin D. It also helps with appetites as well, because a lot of people it can trigger them to eat more when they're feeling stressed, but it basically helps to suppress that. That's what 5-HTP does. Vitamin D, like signs for vitamin D deficiency, include aching muscles, aching joints, excessive sweating, hair, like brittle hair breakage. I had a very, very bad vitamin D deficiency, and my hair was like, not only did it thin out, it thinned out at the temples, it went like straw. How much moisture you put on it, it just made zero difference. So maybe people who are out there saying, no matter how much moisture I add to my hair is always brittle, it's always dry, always looks terrible. It could be a vitamin D deficiency. And you tend to have vitamin D deficiencies if you have dark skin, you're not getting out in the sun as much as you would usually be doing, if you're elderly, and if you're overweight as well, that can contribute to a vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think I suffered for that for a long time. I think it happened after the birth of my first child. I didn't realize that my hair just changed. But then I didn't realize I was suffering from that kind of vitamin deficiency until the doctor said, you know, try and get some vitamins into your diet. And I was like, okay, let's give it a try. But you know, I fell off the wagon in between, and I've noticed a difference. But now that I'm fully back onto taking my supplements, it's really been helpful, not just for my mood, but also for my hair. And I think that it's a really good thing to think about supplementing your diet with things. Because I saw my parents or my mom do that for years, and I thought, that's an old people's thing. You know how you are, you're looking at her like, why do you take so many supplements? But then, you know,
now it's like we all really need it.
We do, and that's the situation we're in. And I think that in addition to, you know, Mood Architect, there's also another supplement that I quite like that you have in your range. And the interesting thing is that you just recently rebranded. And so let's talk a little bit of, I love it. So this is it. This is the beautiful products that you just rebranded. So
Yeah.
you moved from, I think I have the other one here too, maybe not. Okay, so you had it in a different container. And
Yes.
you moved, oh yeah, okay. Hold on. Say that again. Yeah. So you had it in a different container, but then you rebranded. Let's talk about this product a little bit more. So this is the Kelp and Spirulina. So this is the one that I take together with the Mood Architect on a daily basis. So let's talk about it a little bit more and how, because this is for hair, skin, and nails, and how it's beneficial.
Okay. So that was it. We introduced the supplements because after my mum had made these wonderful topical products, my hair again, like maybe a year and a half later, and then that was due to my diet. And it's partly, you know, stress and diet. So we introduced supplements, and it basically ended up being the bestseller. I just think it's something which so many people need. So the Kelp and Spirulina, we use those two ingredients because they're so nutrient dense. Just just in and within themselves, those two ingredients are really fantastic for hair growth, building the quality of your blood, blood quality, which really helps affect how strong our hair grows, how fast our hair grows. So we chose those two ingredients, and they're now organic in the for the new packaging, the new batch that we have. It's 6 ingredients in total, and all of those ingredients are targeted, and they're perfectly balanced just so that you can get really great, strong, faster hair growth. Typically within 4 weeks, a spurt in your nail growth. And between 7 to 12 weeks, you'll start to notice the new hair growth coming through. If you have a lot of hair that comes out in your comb or brush, that will typically decrease at the 4-week mark as well. So at least because the thing is, hair grows very steadily, very slowly, but it's nice to know that you can see marks that is beginning to work, and the excess of hair falling out is one of the best ways to just know that it's working.
I agree. And I think that, you know, with having this on there as another supplement that could help, I think that it's just nicely combining it with the Mood Architect is sort of like taking care of your mind, and then this is body. So I just like those two as a combination, really.
Hair growth is stunted by depression and excessive stress. So many people don't know that if you're having a long running, even if it's a low level stress, it can impact your hair growth rate. We're going to be bringing out something that tackles gut health, because gut health is something also that's really imperative in having like optimum hair health as well. But Kelp and Spirulina is really great for the stress, diet, and hormone related reasons. So
and I think that's really the right way to go about it, because so many hair brand products focus on the surface level, but you go straight into not just what's outside or on the surface, but also what's within. And I think that's the only way, in my opinion, to tackle all these things that we struggle with. So kudos to you for doing that. So moving on then, I wanted us to talk now about, you know, all the for me, talk about products that your favorites from your range. So we've spoken about some of the supplements and some of the hair care products, the 4 that we've spoken about so far. But you've got much more. You've got CBD products as well. I wanted us to just give us a few information or hints about which ones are your favorites, and talk a little bit on why they are your favorite.
I think so what I use daily would be every other day it would be the CBD, every day is the Mood Architect, and every day is the Kelp and Spirulina. But I think always, which is my baby, is the Illuminism, because it's what first, and it's just my absolute favorite. It feels so lovely. It feels it's just my absolute favorite. I love the blend of, like, the choice of ingredients in there. It's something that we don't.
I lost you there. Say that again. Yeah, I think I lost the last few things that is the sentence that you said.
Oh,
Can you say
sorry.
that?
Yeah, I'm saying that Illuminism is my favorite, just because of the combination and the choice of ingredients that are in there, and just for how it helped me start my hair journey and
Yeah,
understand what I'm putting on my hair and why things aren't working for people and the things which do really work for people. So Illuminism really was what started everything.
yeah, yeah. I have to agree. I think my two favorites, whilst I love all of them, but I think my two favorites are the Illuminism and Intelligence, because I just think, especially for wash day, if I combine the two, I mean, I'm just all set to have my hair back in the convo and underneath the wig. So I think those two are my absolute
At
favorite
Rosen,
because
I'm just like, oh, I'm leaving my hair alone. I'm doing my best just to not touch my hair. I mean, I'm always changing my
I
hairstyle.
know, I know,
I just really want to try just to leave it alone, even just for a week.
I
And
know, I know.
also, I just like, I'm just going to put it in 5 cane rows and just done with it. So
Yeah, I know, I know. I watch on your IG lives, you've got so many videos of yourself doing your hair, doing your mom's hair. I'm like, you're in hair completely every day. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But I like it the way it is. The cornrow, it is great. And you've got really healthy hair, so why not? Why not?
there was a job I had where this style was banned. So yeah, I mean, it's not even something that happened ages ago. It was like literally last year. It's like, oh no, it's
What do you
like,
mean you had a job and the band this just last year?
yeah, like just some contracts that I've had with things like it's they'll let you know what hairstyles are not allowed, and it's still really, it's still really prevalent. Like cane rows are not allowed in every workplace. So so yeah, so it's like a lot of people may say that you know racism isn't real and all of this stuff, but it's just like
I
it's just
know.
you're living with it, you're dealing with it every day. It's like it's a crazy situation, but it's there.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm a bit, yeah, it's a bit to swallow again because, like Jacqueline was saying, wow, the struggles of black hair. Which industry actually is it? It can't be beauty, can it?
No, no,
Okay.
no, no. It's cruise ship industry,
Oh, shit.
cruise ship industry, cruise ship industry. Don't even get me started on that. Like it is wild, absolutely wild. That industry.
Wow.
Um, it's it's a it's a privilege to go and work because it's like it's as close to, I feel like, being in like a very regimented environment that you can get to. And I find I'm a people person. Like I really like understanding how things work, and I like being in different environments. And it was also interesting to learn what their rules are and things.
Yeah,
But don't worry, they'll be hearing from me.
for sure, because, yeah, she said, yeah, Jacqueline's saying, shall I put the kettle on? This is tea.
I'll put the kettle on. Let's all take a shot as well. Like there's just
I know, it's crazy, and I wonder because when I'm working in certain situations or I'm having to interact with certain kind of people, I always if I have to think about how I wear my hair because I'm thinking, okay, do I want those uncomfortable questions? Abby, your hair just grew overnight. I just changed my wig. Could you just leave that alone? I don't, how do you manage to look so glamorous? I put the wig down and I put it on in the morning. Simple. So,
and
I was thinking,
the
yeah,
thing is, you do get a very different response
yeah,
according to the styles that you wear, and it triggers people in very different ways. I mean, I was having a conversation about how men respond to black women with natural hair
yeah.
versus straightened hair
Hmm, hmm.
versus, with a wig on, whatever it is. And it was just like, you know, there's shared stories around everywhere, but hair is, it seems like people think that discussing it's such a oh, it's not really that important, or it's a very uh inconsequential thing to discuss, but
Yeah,
it's so impactful as to how
yeah,
people respond to you in the workplace, how people respond to you, meeting you for the first time, how, you know,
Yeah.
It's you don't realize how much of an impression people are forming of you just because of a hairstyle choice, conscious and subconsciously. What is happening? It's a crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I find, I'm going to read something out in a minute, but I just wanted to say that I find that, you know, especially for the next generation, yeah, you see the Marie, especially for the next generation, I feel like, you know, we knew that hair was our identity, but we weren't vocal about it. But this next generation, they're so in tune with the fact that hair is your identity and how important it is to talk about it and make sure that, you know, people are informed about some certain things. And for you to say this about the cruise industry, did you read that about, you know, this lady saying that her daughter went for an audition? No, actually, I do have a name. It's just gonna. Oh, Marie John. She was saying that one of my friend's daughter is a dancer, and she got a job on the cruise ship. And her and a friend went for an audition, and they were told they could only have one black person, not two, to be part of the team. Wow, we need to go and knock down some ships. Take over.
It's a crazy. I mean, even when we watch TV, we see, as much as people might say, "Oh my gosh, of course, there's loads of black people on TV now." You have to really look at the roles that they're put in. And I just watched something on YouTube where this girl did a really amazing analysis of Bridgerton. Now, I haven't watched Bridgerton, but she was like, I understand that it is something that is so popular, but can we please address the colorism that is going on in the show? So I haven't watched it, but yes, we all know that colorism exists, and it's almost like it's I don't know, we're seeing progress, but we do still have to be aware of the fact that colorism is also, you know, a massive factor in everything that we do have to deal with within our own community and outside of our community.
And I think that it's something that we need to I know it's hard and it's difficult, but we just need to keep working at, you know, making having these conversations and making noise about it, and because it just affects every area of our lives. So
and it's not going to change overnight. I think even like down to, you know, even with the natural hair movement, it was a lot of, well, why is everyone's hair not natural now? It's like, well, we're literally the first generation really trying to get our heads around it, and trying to become comfortable with it. A lot of us no longer, even because my hair is no way how it was when I was a teenager, you know, like how much thicker it was when I was younger before I began relaxing it and all the rest of it. So it's we're at the start. Black Lives Matter made you know, it was really great to make a massive dent and make everyone so aware of something that's been going on for decades and decades and decades. But yeah, we're still at the start of something. For the next generation and everything going forward, it's going to continue to get better.
I think so. And I think with people like you that have come up with brands that are just addressing not just the black hair movement, which is natural, because your products are really for natural hair, really, but also, you know, being able to say we have great products and we can offer it to anybody that is having similar issues to us. I think that's great, because that's something new that hasn't happened before in the past. So for us to be able to do that now means we don't only understand what our issues are, we're also able to offer solutions to people outside of our race and outside of our, you know, our background. So I think that's just great. And I think if we get more and more people like you coming up and doing their thing like you are, and we get more people like more companies like Candour Beauty or also offering this to other people that probably don't have access or don't even know it exists, I think that's one of the solutions that we're bringing to it. And I think that what you're doing and what is amazing, and, you know, it's definitely worth, you know, keep having these conversations and you keep doing what you're doing. So I think this is just to say thank you for joining the conversation and coming on to our platform today. Many more conversations to come, because I know that you're going to be doing more great things, and we will also want to showcase that on Candour Beauty. So I think this is just to say also thank you very much. I'm trying to read through the comments. That can work for us and make it easier to take care of our hair. Yeah. So Jacqueline's saying thank you for making products that work for us and make it easier to take care of our hair. And yeah, and Marie John says total support Black entrepreneurs. I think so, and I thank you for that support. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on here, and lots of hearts coming through. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for being on here. I really enjoyed the conversation. So we'll speak soon. Thank you.
Yes, you take care. Thank you, everyone who joined.
Thank you. Thanks everybody that joined this conversation. Thanks for your support. Speak soon. And we have another live next week, so tune in. Speak soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.